Prey, with a 7.1 out of 10 rating on IMDb and a whopping 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, gave the Predator franchise a much-needed boost. Prey 2 is now shaping up to be the most anticipated sequel in decades. According to 20th Century Studios, Prey broke records as the most-watched premiere on Hulu in the US, on Star internationally, and on Star Plus in Latin America. The original Predator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, was a big hit back in 1987, but most follow-ups just couldn't capture the same magic. Prey, starring Amber Midthunder, changed the game by going back to basics with a simple yet gripping action story, blending sci-fi horror with the unique twist of a period drama setting. Prey serves as a prequel, set way back in 1719, making it the earliest story in the Predator timeline. The movie follows Naru, played by Amber Midthunder, a young Comanche woman with dreams of becoming a skilled hunter. Things take a wild turn when she and her tribe discover a deadly presence in the forest that's unlike anything they've ever faced. With the Predator franchise going strong for decades, Prey has breathed fresh life into the series, leaving fans eagerly wondering where Prey 2 could take the story. One thing's for sure, everyone's excited for the next chapter. Prey 2 might have taken longer to get the green light than fans expected, but it was officially confirmed in February 2024. Alongside the sequel news, it was also announced that a standalone movie called Badlands will hit screens first. As for the Prey 2 cast, the only name linked so far is Amber Midthunder, who played Naru in the first film. After surviving her intense showdown with the Predator, Midthunder is reportedly in talks to return for the sequel. If she does, it would break new ground for the franchise, as no previous surviving heroes have ever come back for a follow-up. Aside from Amber Midthunder, there aren't many survivors from Prey who could return for the sequel. However, one notable exception is Dane DeLiegro, who portrayed the Predator. While his Predator was defeated in the first movie, Prey 2 could follow the example of the original Predator films, where Kevin Peter Hall returned in Predator 2 to play a different Predator. DeLiego's return could definitely add continuity to the franchise. Prey wrapped up neatly, with Naru defeating the Predator and claiming her place as the tribe's top hunter. But let's be real, those alien hunters never stay gone for long. Since Amber Midthunder is in talks to return, it's likely Prey 2 will follow Naru's story and pit her against another, possibly even tougher Predator. With the standalone film Badlands set in the distant future of the Predator timeline, Prey 2 has plenty of room to keep things going in the 18th century. But there's some buzz that instead of a direct sequel, Prey might be better off with a spiritual successor. The Predator series had hit a rough patch, with each release feeling like it was losing its spark. It wasn't the concept, that's always been solid, but none of the newer movies came close to the magic of the originals. With sci-fi horror making a comeback, there was room for Predator to make a splash again, and Prey managed to do just that. It breathed new life into the franchise and introduced the alien hunter to a whole new generation of fans. What Prey achieved was nothing short of amazing, making it a real shame it didn't get a proper theatrical release. While the next movie in the series will likely hit the big screen, it might be even better if the follow-up takes audiences into bold, uncharted territory. Prey had a tough job, getting audiences to reconnect with the Predator franchise and care about its story again. The creative team made a bold move by going smaller in scale, ditching the big-budget alien invasion vibes of past movies. Instead, they went back to basics, keeping the budget lean and focusing on a single Predator as the terrifying, almost unstoppable threat it was always meant to be. This stripped-down approach brought back the fear factor and intensity that had been missing. But what really made Prey stand out was the bold choice of its unique setting and compelling lead character, which gave the story a fresh and exciting edge. Prey keeps it simple, with a storyline that immediately hooks the audience and makes Naru's journey feel deeply personal. It turns her into an action hero in the vein of John McClane from Die Hard, smart and resourceful, but clearly out of her depth, with her flaws on full display. This relatability makes her a refreshing protagonist, and the uncertainty of her victory against the Predator adds serious tension to the beautifully crafted action sequences. Instead of going big and trying to launch a sprawling new series, Prey chose a smaller, more intimate approach. That gamble paid off, but a sequel risks undoing what made the film special, especially if it leans on familiar franchise tropes audiences have already seen. A Prey sequel could end up undermining everything that made the original so special. The ending teased a possible showdown where Naru, played by the incredible Amber Midthunder, faces off against an army of predators. While this concept has its potential and could work with the right execution, it risks turning the story into a spectacle with bigger action scenes, which would take away from what made Prey stand out. The first film was a refreshing alternative to the typical blockbuster sequel, taking risks and going against the grain of Hollywood trends. A sequel could lose that grounded, relatable charm if it leans too heavily on bigger, flashier concepts. At its core, a sequel could risk undoing everything that made Prey so special. There's something powerful about leaving the story as a standalone, with the haunting uncertainty of Naru and her people's fate lingering at the end. It's that open-ended dread that makes the story feel legendary. Bringing in more aliens or cranking up the action could strip away the uniqueness of the original. If a sequel does happen, it'll ultimately be judged on how well Naru's character arc is developed, not by how many predators are involved or how intense the violence gets. A follow-up to Prey could open the door to fresh, exciting stories. The success of the film revived the Predator franchise, and a big part of that was the director's vision of making it a prequel. But there's even more potential in exploring standalone stories in different time periods with new leads. It's refreshing to meet different protagonists, each with their own unique way of confronting a predator invasion. From ancient Egypt and Victorian London to the Wild West and Imperial Japan, there are endless possibilities for stories set in diverse cultures and eras. It's the contrast between the alien and its prey, paired with the fresh perspective of characters rarely seen on screen, that gives these stories their power. A spiritual follow-up, whether set before or after Prey, could bring back those same intense emotions while offering something fresh. The Predator series has room to keep reinventing itself, as long as creatives are free to explore new directions that weren't possible before. Prey shouldn't kick off a new sub-franchise, but rather serve as the starting point for an anthology of stories that span across human history, each telling a different chapter in the ongoing battle between man and monster. Now, speaking of anthologies, there is an anthology already in works. In addition to Predator Badlands, an animated film is expected to be released in 2025. According to sources from Gizmodo, the animated film will be an anthology featuring 3 distinct storylines, with 2 of them reportedly centered around pirates and samurai. Dan Trachtenberg, who directed Prey, is confirmed as the director for both Predator Badlands and the animated feature. Steve Asbell from 20th Century Fox Studios mentioned that after the success of Prey, Trachtenberg chose not to pursue a direct sequel, but instead pitched several exciting ideas. These led to the creation of the 2 upcoming projects. While the animated Predator film's release date is yet to be confirmed, Predator Badlands is set for a theatrical release on November 7, 2025. There's no official word on whether the animated feature will debut in theaters or stream directly on Hulu, and details about the animation style and its place within the franchise remain under wraps. Well, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updates on this and other exciting upcoming movies. We'll see you next time.